Alright everybody, we made it to the ride. I am actually on one of the Victories, and it is a Victory Magnum. This thing is a full dress machine, front fairing, bags, whole 9 yards, and so far this has been a very loosey-goosey thing. They don't assign bikes like they've done in the past on other ones I've been on, where you sign up for a bike and they know who's got what bike. They are not doing that at all. Alright, you gotta find the brake lever, which is way far forward. Okay. Brake lever. Alright guys, welcome back. Hey, guess what I'm riding? I'm riding that bike that had the grip that flies off of it. Apparently that last guy that was riding it, I didn't realize was one of the mechanics, and he was actually repairing the bike. So good news on that. This bike is now fixed on the spot, on the fly, and now we got no problem. See, look over here, I'm twisting the shit out of it. It's stuck on there with some hardcore shit, so it ain't going nowhere now, man. And now this bike here is one of the ones I was most interested in riding because it's got the big O Ape Hangers on it. But yeah, this thing makes a lot more noise, like clickety clacking and you know, sounding like loose ball bearings and stuff like that going on than my bike. That's for sure. The handlebars being like this are a little bit weird for me. I've never ridden a bike with the handlebars up so high, so I don't even know what you guys can see. You're probably got the exact same view I got, and which is mostly through the windshield. My eyeballs are maybe a couple inches higher than the windshield, so I'm hoping that this is going to be better for me as far as the wind buffeting goes. But we got a full crew on this one, man. We got lots of 2-up riders, chicks on the backs of lots of bikes. If I'd have known that you could ride people on the back, I would have brought Joanna Banana. We're gonna turn, and boy, I guess you can gotta be careful laying these things over there. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can gun them, and they make a lot of noise. When I just nailed the throttle right there, this bike made a bunch of noise, but didn't really go anywhere for a 106 cubic inch motor. My bike is significantly faster than this. Cool with me. Alright, got me a little... Okay, now the Ape Hanger situation is kind of interesting. It's different, very different. Okay, putting the thing down. I'm getting the helmet buffeting pretty quickly. It didn't take very long for that to happen, because I don't think that there's too much different about this bike other than the handlebars being up in the air like that. So, but this bike sounds better than anything I've ridden so far. That's thought that guy was going. He's looking the wrong damn direction too. Okay, so yeah, this bike has got a better sound for whatever reason, and I got the stereo on too. Let me see what we got. This one's got a better stereo system in it. This is one of the ones that has the speakers in the rear as well as the speakers in the front. So it's probably where part of the price comes from. But yeah, I don't know about. I don't know how, like, are these handlebars, like, factory? It's weird. because they're necked down where the controls and the grips are. They're necked down, and then this bar right here where I'm holding my arm is like really fat. It's like really big around. I mean, it gives these bars like a very, very solid frickin' no flex kind of feel. They don't move or flex or bend, or I'm not getting any vibration or anything like that out of the bars. Yeah, this bike definitely has a better sound than all of the other ones that I've ridden. I mean, but it does have that, marbles in a bag transmission though. I guess you get used to that. You just got to remember to use the shifter like you got a pair. So if you use the shifter like you got a pair, it's not a problem. You just got to really manage. I will notice a definite difference in the transmission. These, shift very, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, like when you shift gears on this thing, you freaking know it. It makes a loud, clunk, when you shift. And my bike, it does not do that at all. My Roadstar makes no noise. It shifts very smooth. I don't have to, put any force into the shifter or anything. It just shifts very easy, easy peasy. So it doesn't take any effort to shift, and you don't hear it shifting. It's very super smooth. This bike is a lot like the Harleys that I rode on that last demo ride. It's very matter of fact, kind of a rude shifting. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. Like when you shift this thing, you know that you went to another gear. It's pretty obvious. Like it's not it's not something you're wondering about. God, but I'm really surprised at how well balanced this bike is. It's very balanced. Let's hit this. Oh man, the suspension on this thing is good. I mean, that was a big bump right there, guys. Real solid bump. I hit it firm deliberately. The suspension on this bike is very good. It just really rides smooth. It's very comfortable. It's got like what you call a butt cheek cupper, where you sit in the seat and it's got this thing that kind of pops up in the back of the seat to kind of cup your butt, to keep you in the spot, in your location, which is cool. And let me talk a little bit. I guess again, check out the formation. We're riding in a formation, and this is how it's done out here on the West Coast. I noticed it's kind of done differently, opposite on the East Coast sometimes, I've noticed. So it's kind of interesting, but this is how we do it out here, and this is like a really good example of it. I'm getting some buffeting on my helmet again, which if anybody has watched any of my videos knows I hate that. That is definitely something I don't know is something that goes on with because of my helmet, the type of helmet that I have or something. But it's very very bothersome. I hate it. Alright, so we're going to come up here to this stoplight, and the front brake is very easy going. I want to try one of those next. Anyway.
You get false neutrals on yours?
No.
Try to go down from second down to first, the neutral goes.
No, mine's not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, not yet anyway. Huh?
Try this one next, man. I'm getting a false neutral.
Yeah, I will try that one.
Yeah, I'm pulling it in when you go, you got to be careful when you're going in from second to first. It doesn't want to go down to first. It gets stuck. It's like I don't know if the clutch is adjusted.
Huh. Alright, so anyway, he's talking. I don't know if you guys could have heard him anything or picking up on the microphone. We got to watch these cluster fucks right here. Yeah, alright, well, whatever. I'm not sure the honking was necessary, but he was talking about how he was trying to shift, and every time he goes down at first, it goes into neutral. And he's thinking that there's something flaky with it. I will check that out. I think I want to ride that bike next. This bike right here, for me, these super, I guess this isn't one of their most dressed out bikes. The one directly in front of me is one of their super dressed out bikes, where it's got, it's, kind of a touring type setup. But, these really fancy bikes have been kind of hit and miss for me. Some of them I like a lot, and some of them I don't. But I will say, oh man, that shifting on this bike, I mean, it is straight up no joke. I mean, when you shift this bike, it makes an audible, like, frickin' clack, and my bike is so opposite of that. It makes no noise. Okay, so we got a turn going on here, or what are we doing here? No, okay. All right, so the blinkers are self-canceling. That's kind of cool. I'm worried about laying, because that guy right there almost hit the pipe on the ground. That was really close. And I don't want to be banging other bikes. This isn't mine, and even though it's a demo bike, I don't want anything to happen to it in my care, Now back to what I was saying. This bike, I can tell you this much. I like this bike better than the Harley Davidsons that I've ridden. But then again, my favorite Harley Davidson I've never ridden. One of the Road Kings seems like that is a really cool bike, and I've never gotten to ride one.
Yeah, it doesn't always do it. It's like if it doesn't mesh up right.
Yeah?
Wow.
Huh.
It's like want to go into first. You'll see when you ride it.
Oh, yours has got a hill shifter though, huh?
It's weird. It only does it first gear. Or when you go from second to first.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Second to first, it does it. Okay, I thought it was first going back to first, but it's second to. Oh yeah, I guess that's what he's saying. Second to first. Okay. All right, we got ourselves a roundabout up here. Roundabout on the demo bikes. Roundabout on the demo bikes. But anyway, yeah, I think I like this bike better than any of the Harleys that I rode. I think it's better handling. Like, it's noticeably a very good handling bike. The Harleys seem to be more powerful though. I mean, this bike, the biggest surprise to me about this bike, I'm going to have to say, is for the size motor it has, I don't feel that it's very powerful. I mean, it could be worse. Believe me, I've ridden way slower bikes than this. But for the size of the engine, this thing's supposed to have, like 106 cubic inch motor. Okay, wait a minute. Wait just a second. We might have been wrong, Houston. This bike just got up and frickin' moved just now. That was a no joke. I got really bad buffeting on my helmet. Not enjoying that at all. Damn it. God, what's the deal with windshields and fairings and stuff? I don't know what. Do you just get used to this, and this is just like something that... Oh man, that guy let that car in front of him, man. I wonder if it's just something that you get used to and it doesn't bother you anymore. And because I haven't had a windshield, and whoa. That was not a good lane change, guy. Okay, so here's the dealership right here on the right that we're, coming in. We're coming back in right now. And I think my final conclusion is, overall, I really like this bike. And I was wrong about it being slow. Apparently it's just really well mannered at low speeds, and my bike is definitely not. I mean, it puts full power down all the time. Slow speed, it doesn't matter. This bike seems to have maybe some sort of like computer control that keeps this bike mellow at slower speeds. Because when I got on the freeway, this thing shit get and go. I mean, it wasn't having no problems when I when I got on the freeway and stabbed it. It went then. It woke right up, made a bunch of really cool noise, and then and it moved. It moved real well. Interesting gear whine noise in the transmission. Transmission is just definitely very different. No question about that. But overall, really cool bike. And for me personally, the other American motorcycle manufacturer seems to be better for me. My personal opinion so far is I kind of like this bike. I could see myself throwing down some cash on this thing. I liked a lot about it. But this isn't the last bike I'm going to ride. Oh man, that chick right there, boy. Whew. I don't know what they're doing, but it's